Hey, welcome back everyone to the CB show. I'm Chris.
And I'm Brandon.
Hey, before we get things started, we got to talk about a little accident that occurred with your little man this week. So why don't you give the audience a little...
So Jackson, my 12-year-old son, was out riding four-wheeler with my nephew the other night. And no fault to him. The front left tire kind of broke loose and wrapped underneath the four-wheeler, sent him flying up over top of the handlebars, rolling down through the field. Scary moment, but he ended up fracturing 3 vertebrae in his back, 1 in his neck, I guess, and 2 in his middle of his back. But we brought him home last night from the hospital. He's in a brace for about 2 weeks, which he's not real happy about. But he's strong, so he'll bounce back. He'll be okay.
Certainly, I imagine puts life in perspective, especially as a dad.
Real fast, real quick, eye-opening.
Yeah, imagine wife, mom.
Yeah, mom was on her edge. Yep.
Tough moments, but. You can feel his toes, and he's got all movement in there. So
everything's gonna be.
The good thing is young. He'll bounce back. He'll bounce back. So hey, by the way, I know Jackson is a huge fan of the CB show.
Oh
so, in saying that, all of us at the CB show, Watsontown Trucking, and Patent Logistics Group, we wish you a speedy recovery, and stay strong.
Yes, thank you for that. And Jax, I'll see you in a little while here, and I love you, buddy. Stay strong.
So, as we move on, we have to come back to the weekly update. Yeah. So, last week we discussed new business with USG. 15 years trying to get our foot in the door, and we were excited that we thought on Tuesday the first loads would come, and that happened. And we actually transported about 12 shipments this week, and everything kicked off great. Customers happy. And I just want to say special thanks to all those involved, especially drivers, who get the job done, and got those deliveries made on time. And the company, like I said, the customer is very, very happy and looking to grow with that business.
Go right on now. You're looking to grow. So anybody interested in joining that little, that lane right there, flatbed freight, reach out to myself, Tony, Troy. Stop into the office, give us a call on our cell phone if you're looking. Any interest in that? We're definitely looking to grow. We can expand on that opportunity. Absolutely. That'd be great.
Speaking of growth, we have a new customer coming on board called Tosca out of Hazleton, PA. So, as many of you know, we launched a new, operations center out of Hazleton.
Yes.
We're growing that market, and Tosca has come on board, and it looks like we're going to be transporting new shipments next week. So
good.
Great. Omaha, Nebraska, out to the Nebraska land and Western states. So
beautiful out there, though.
Yeah, nice flat land. So, in saying that, we're going to need some more support, and we're actually looking for team drivers and over the road and regional drivers to handle that lane. But you're going to see some ads out there. So if anybody knows, wants to join that team, wants to team up with somebody, there's an opportunity.
Reach out to Tony. Myself, again, jump on the website. If you know anybody, refer them to the website. Reach out to Tony. We'll get everybody squared away with that and get moving with that one.
Speaking of which, we had a new driver come aboard this week. Springdale, Arkansas.
Dennis out of Springdale joined us. He'll be running his first load for us on Monday. So that's great news. So welcome, Dennis. Thanks for joining us. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, absolutely, Dennis. And good luck to you all. And speaking of Con Air, to add on to that, they have a facility out in Salt Lake City, Utah that we're looking to bring somebody on board. So somebody knows somebody in that area that wants to join the team. We got a dedicated route out of there. Service in the Western, beautiful country.
Yeah. And if you want to relocate to Utah,
there's an opportunity.
It's a beautiful state, lots of skiing.
If you enjoy skiing, for sure.
So look us up. Look us up. We'll hook you up with the state, and we'll get you out there.
Hey, we talked about someone coming on board. I forgot to mention we had somebody retire last week.
We did.
Yeah, Mr. Ted Dollar.
Ted Dollar. Many years. He drove for us, and then helped out in the office for a few years, and then went back up to drive and just.
So retired. It's always nice. We talk about the people coming in, but also to have somebody leave and retire. I mean, that's what we're here to do. We're here to enjoy. Have a good working career and be able to enjoy that,
so they can enjoy the golden years when they
the golden years.
That's right.
So, that wraps up the weekly update, and, we'll move on here. A new topic that I think is something that we all can struggle with as an individual, and it's called complacency.
Complacency.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's almost an evil word. So.
It is definitely, definitely
so,
scary.
So what do you, as we say that, what's your definition of complacency?
My personal definition of complacency is just comfort.
Mm-hmm.
You get comfort. You get lax with your surroundings. I hear it almost once a week where we're having a little bit of mishap, and it's just small little ones where we bump into a car that wasn't parked there before when I was here, and it's when you get to the same deliveries and all of a sudden something's changed, but because you're confident that you could end up doing this delivery so many times and one little thing changed, but the complacency because you're not checking all your surroundings is what impacts that mishap, and it makes it very frustrating for the driver because they feel that they're taking a shot, and it's such a small thing where complacency sets in and impacts everybody.
Well, that's a good thought, and I sometimes look at it as cocky or arrogant,
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
where we again we feel like we're invincible,
Yes,
and it's not going to happen to us, and so I guess let's look at what the Webster definition of complacency is, and well, the good thing is it's noun, in case you were wondering, a feeling of quiet pleasure or security, often while unaware of some potential danger. It's what it is. I don't think we have to go any farther. It's the potential danger. We get relaxed. Danger. So, we're talking about this topic, complacency. I came across the slide there, this image, and I thought, look, it's just poetic for what we're talking about. We got a caterpillar crossing railroad track. He thinks life's good, man.
Yeah, he's living a nice little warm bar, and
he's got his legs going, and he's going across that, but he doesn't realize the potential danger of a train coming down.
That's exactly it. There's the potential danger.
Right.
That's a great definition of it.
Life's easy, sun's out, and stuff. So again, we talk about complacency and how it can affect us, and. I also have a little surprise for you. So
oh, boy.
I put this slide together for the group. Oh, whoa!
Who sent? Where did you get that?
Your wife sent that.
Oh man!
Yeah.
So, who's this guy?
Yeah, that was we talk about complacency, and I look at these images and I say, boy, we may have got complacent on our diet.
Might have. I think both of us did over the years.
We talk about the trucking and complacency, but it's really everyday life.
It's personal, become complacent. Absolutely.
And so I thought that was a prime example of in our youth. But on a serious note, I guess looking at this, talking about complacency. When we were athletes, we were like we were good at our craft.
Oh, yeah.
We were very good and we had these coaches on the side, and they were teaching us. They were telling us how to do it. And sometimes we got arrogant, right? Cocky would be a good word
for sure.
I didn't need that coach's advice because I had success.
He's older.
Yeah,
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
He's not living in this game with me right now.
That's right. And when we have success, we feel like we don't have to sometimes listen. So it's like I look at you as a coach and me as a coach. We got these drivers out there. We got our employees out there battling every day. Well, our role here is, I think you could elaborate on that, is to be that coach,
Right. Yeah. I mean, and then going back to like what you said, it's the fact that I sit back and I look at it now and say, he wasn't there to tell me I'm doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't there to tell me that I'm not good at what I'm doing. He's looking back and wanting me to get better and continue to stay above the competitors. I mean, that's the thing. We strive here as a company, out on the road and even in the office, we want to be the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we're shooting to go for. And I look at myself where, I'll call a driver to coach them or suggest them just to help them. Maybe they could tweak something because they get complacent.
Right.
Because, I've been doing this for 50 years. I've been doing this for 35 years. I've been doing this, forever. And I never had an issue. But that's the risk right there, the potential danger that comes up. I mean, it's a cell phone thing. You get a habit where you're driving with your cell phone in hand. Well, nothing's happened to me. Right. Nothing's happened. But it only takes that one time of that potential danger that changes everything. And exactly what these, the coaches, like you talked about, the coaches back in the day, we're not trying to they're not trying to form us or make us. They're just trying to help us get better. And that's what my goal is here, to try to help everybody get better safely so that we can continue to grow.
That's right. And so, we can say, Coach Brandon, I like to refer to him the Andy Reid of WTC, and that's an inside joke.
That is not good, man. That is not good.
From old Eagles fans here, we had a little difference of opinion about Andy Reid's success as an Eagles coach. So moving on, what, and I going back to that in all seriousness. Sometimes our pride gets in the way, right?
Oh, for sure.
And I'm guilty of that as well. We get great at something, we get confident, and we just allow that pride, not want to hear somebody else give us that little bit of coaching advice.
Yes.
And we always can use it. We can always use it. And like you said, we could look at these pictures. We probably could use a little coaching on the diet.
Yes. So anybody that's out there, a nutritionist, hey, let us know. Let us know. Right. We can get back into shape here. So that'd be great.
Well, we got to look at, how does complacency come into Watsontown? What are we seeing? Like, really, that's what we're hearing.
Yeah.
And does what we're talking about translate to what we're seeing at Watsontown with accidents and such things? So
absolutely, it does. I look back here earlier this week about this the accidents that we've had over the last 5 years. And it's quite interesting on how the graph will show you. Here's a graph right here. So you have this. I broke down for length of time that they're with the company.
Right.
So we're very minimal for your first 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see, as that graph grows, so does the time that they're here.
Right.
So the longer that they're here, the more complacent we get, and so therefore the accidents start to come. So, it's very slow here. Again, you're only talking a couple months,
mm-hmm.
but then we start getting in the same place over and over. We're seeing the same customers. And we have big accounts that we're all going back to seeing on a regular basis. And that's where all these complacencies come up. Now, on this slide here, what we have is the age of driver.
Oh, wow.
So I took the age of driver off. We're pretty good. Really, if you look, from up to 45 years old, we're pretty, the line's pretty flat.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get up here, you got 46 and above, it really starts to peak. And it's very interesting, 51 to 60. And 51 to 60 is the reason that peaks, I think, it's a very common number, age right now. It's like the mean of the industry and where everybody's at.
Right.
So definitely, we're not saying that because you're in your 50s and that you've been here for 5 years, you're going to have an accident tomorrow.
No. Right.
This is just saying, overall statistically for our company, the longer you get here and the longer you're here, you get complacent with our customers.
Yep.
And I also feel the longer you're driving, some guys don't always start at 21 years old.
Right.
They may start in their 30s. So then, they're here for 10, 20 years, and then they start to get complacent with as the years go on. But then it's interesting how it drops off.
Yep.
Because I think if you're driving in your 50s all the way through, you're not retiring at 60 because you love the road, you love to be out there. But I think you have this mishap in that age, and now you regroup and you take some guidance and you refocus on what it is, and then we get more, driving defensively.
100%. I see. What I'm thinking is, I wonder if, and maybe this validates it, but you have the mishap here, and then all of a sudden you refocus.
You get better.
You refocus again because you get complacent. Right?
Absolutely.
It's something that we see here as a company. We're seeing the numbers that way, and just again, alertness and not thinking that you're too cocky.
Right.
And always know there's a potential danger out there, and I think all of us can learn that. In anything we do in life, I think we can be very easy become complacent. So it's some great information, and as we wrap up this week of the CB show, well, first we got to make sure we give a shout out to the sponsors,
yes.
Time Logistics Group.
We couldn't do it without these guys. There's no doubt there. So
and I think we even got a new selfie light this week.
We did. We got a little investment.
Better lighting. We heard some feedback, where maybe some better lighting.
Speaking of feedback, keep the feedback coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give us the thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share it. Send it to your friends, family. Get everybody. You can subscribe to it on the bottom there. I'm not sure where that little button's at. It's down there somewhere at the bottom.
Right.
But, thumbs up and subscribe. The thumbs up is down there. Everybody knows where that's at.
Yeah.
So hit that and share it. But, it's great. It's good.
Yeah. So, again, everyone, our ultimate goal here is to get home to our family safely.
Absolutely.
You're thinking about your incident this week, how precious family is. And,
Yes.
and it's just not our families. We're out in motorists, the public. Let's get everybody home safely, and just making those wise decisions, and always thinking that we're not You can't be too cocky.
We can't.
Right. And
Things
too
change.
complacent.
Things change in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And again, this week was very, like I said, very eye opening.
Yeah.
So glad it turned out the best way that it could. But yes, for everybody, we want to see you all get home to your family safe. And, like Chris said, and not just us. We want to make sure everybody's around us, driving around us, and all of our workers, and just get home safely to our families. So,
well, I guess that wraps up another episode of the CB show this week.
All right.
So until next time.
You guys get home safely, and
we'll see you soon.